Hi everyone, morning of day 5 on my expedition inspired by what 3 words? Going to the square kitchens, bedrooms, bathrooms. So I either got there or didn't get there yesterday, and I'm going to reveal that later, unless I already have to you, don't know. But I thought just on my way back, I'd just have a look back at the spot as I'm going through the road. So I can't see the exact spot because there's sort of hillsides and things just in front of it, but it does give me a chance to demonstrate how to use a compass to check a direction. So it's somewhere in this direction here, and then what I thought I'd do is I'll take a compass bearing and you can see how we do compass bearing. So the first thing is to do is to know where we are, which we were here just before a little bridge. This is the spot that we're going to. This is actually very hard to do holding a camera. Should have practiced this, shouldn't I? So there we are. So there we put the compass in the line pointing along to where we're going to go, and then we're going to spin the bezel. Very hard to do while holding a camera. And I hope you can see this. The lines of our spinning bezel on our compass are lined up with the blue lines of the grid on the map. And then we could actually read off the bearing just here. So the bearing is 80 degrees. There's one other thing we have to do. So compasses point to magnetic north, but there are 3 norths that we use commonly. There's more than 3 norths actually, but 3 norths that we use commonly. The first is grid north. That's where the map maker said north is. The second is magnetic north, which is where the compass points to, and the third is true north, which is where the Earth actually revolves around. So magnetic north is actually somewhere over Greenland, if I recall correctly. So every map has this little diagram here, and a little explanation that tells us what the variation is and which direction. So NG would be north grid. This is French after all. NM would be north magnetic. It's the other way around on the Ordnance Survey maps. And then it tells us here the directions, which I can't quite read leading over the car. I think it said 2.7 degrees east. Yeah, 2.7 degrees east. So if we've got a grid number, you can see that the north is going to be to the right, which is how I normally look at this, to be honest. So I'm going to add to my grid bearing 2 degrees to get to magnetic. So here's my grid bearing that I took off, which was 80. Sorry, I have to look a bit closer. That 80, just about 80. So it's a smidgen to the side, 2 degrees. It's really hard to do 2 degrees on these sort of compasses. Then what we can do, the thing about compasses is if you start moving, they start pointing in a different direction. So you have to stay still. As I move back, it should move again. Yeah, so you see it bump around a bit then. So we stay still, we make sure we hold it perfectly level, and then we move ourselves around until the north of the magnetic needle is now on the north of our compass, just like that. And then, just like that. And then if I look up in that direction, that's somewhere over there is where our square is. It's definitely that general direction. How confident am I? Well, within 20 degrees, it's enough for me for here. If I was really serious and wanted to know exactly, I'd start studying the contour lines in more detail to work out where all the hills are and exactly what I can see from here. I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to see the spot because of the hills in front of it. But it was quite fun to do. And there you go. Now you see how to use a compass to take a bearing from a map and then translate it into the real world. The thing a lot of people forget about is the magnetic variation, but it's only 2 degrees around here. It's not significant, really. And now I've just remembered what 3 words actually has a built-in compass. So I will use my second phone to get the square up and then navigate. I hope this is focusing. I'm running out of battery rapidly. Oh, got to calibrate the compass. This is quite an old phone. I don't think the compass actually works properly inside it, but we'll see. And then, oh wow, look at that. That worked. That is the right general direction. It says 4 kilometers away. Look, and if I turn, it turns with me. That is really clever. So you can use the What 3 Words app to get a direction bearing to where you want to go. Sorry about the quality. This is what happens when we're running out of battery.